let's be real. You're probably wearing jeans right now, or at least have a favorite pair that you just can't live without. They're everywhere, right? They're a uniform, a statement piece, a comfy classic. But have you ever stopped and really thought about what it takes to make them? Because behind that simple, sturdy fabric, there's a wild global journey. It's a story that involves agriculture, some serious chemistry, and some frankly incredible engineering. It's a journey that literally crisscrosses the planet and leaves a huge footprint.
So let's do it. Let's uncover the secret life of your jeans. We're going to follow the thread from a fluffy little cotton boll all the way to the finished garment in your closet, step by step.
All right, so our story starts pretty much where you'd guess, in a field. This first stage is all about taking a raw plant, cotton, and turning it into those iconic indigo-dyed threads that are the absolute foundation of denim. And right out of the gate, the numbers are just staggering. Get this. It takes about 1,500 gallons of water just to grow enough cotton for one single pair of jeans. To put that in perspective, that's more water than you might drink in over 2 years. This massive water consumption is, no surprise, one of the biggest environmental hurdles in the fashion world. Okay, so once that cotton is harvested, it gets cleaned up and spun into yarn. But before it gets its famous blue color, it's coated in this protective starch called sizing. This stuff makes the yarn stronger and way smoother, so it doesn't snap during the super intense weaving process that comes later. And by the way, this is exactly what gives raw, unwashed denim that super stiff, almost cardboard-like feel. So how does the yarn get that beautiful blue? Well, there are two main ways. You've got the old school method, rope dyeing. They literally twist the yarns into these thick ropes and dip them over and over again in giant vats of indigo. It takes a ton of work, but it creates that deep, rich, varied color that denim fanatics just go crazy for. Then you have the more modern, efficient way, slosher dyeing. A whole sheet of yarn gets run through the dye just once. It's way faster, it's cheaper, but that classic traditional method is still the gold standard for character. Now, all that traditional dyeing with all that water and all those chemicals, it has a major environmental cost. And that's exactly why the industry is now in a mad dash to innovate, coming up with new dyes that save water and even some processes that are nearly waterless, trying to push denim into a much greener future. So we have our indigo dyed threads. Fantastic. Now, how do they become the tough, durable fabric we all know and love? Well, that magic happens in the weave. This right here is the absolute heart of denim's construction. It's called the twill weave. The blue dyed threads, those are the warp, are strung up vertically, then white undyed threads, the weft, are woven through them horizontally. This specific over-under pattern creates that classic diagonal look on the surface, and it's the reason why your jeans are blue on the outside but kind of whitish on the inside. Pretty cool, huh?
But wait, we're not done yet, not even close. Because fresh off the loom, denim is just a flat, stiff, dark blue piece of fabric. The character, the softness, that worn-in style, all of that comes from the finishing process. This is where the real transformation happens. Before we can get to the cool styling part, the fabric needs some prep work. First, it's singed. It gets a super quick pass over a flame to burn off all the little stray fibers. Next, it's desized, which is basically a wash to get rid of that stiff starch coating we talked about. And finally, and this one is so important, it's sanforized, a process that pre-shrinks the fabric so your jeans don't betray you and shrink 2 sizes in the first wash. Okay, now for the fun part, giving the jeans their personality. For decades, getting that soft, faded, lived-in look meant one thing, stonewashing. And yeah, the name is 100% literal. They take brand new jeans and just tumble them in these huge washing machines filled with pumice stones. But as you can probably guess, this classic method was a mess, a huge mess. It used incredible amounts of water, it created this nasty sludge from the broken down stones, and it was actually pretty rough on the fabric, wearing it out faster. And the wastewater? It was a cocktail of dye, grit, and chemicals, a serious source of pollution. So to solve all these problems, the industry basically went full-on sci-fi. Today, that iconic worn-in look is created with incredible precision and a tiny fraction of the environmental impact, using some seriously advanced tools like ozone gas and high-powered lasers. So instead of pumice stones, factories now use enzyme washes, where natural enzymes gently soften the fabric. Instead of water-heavy bleaching, they use ozone gas to lighten the indigo dye. And for the distressing, those perfect fades and whisker patterns, they use high-powered lasers to literally etch the design onto the fabric with zero water and zero chemicals. It's a total revolution.
So, where is all this crazy innovation leading? Well, it takes us to the final chapter in this story, the push to create a much more responsible and sustainable future for our favorite pair of pants. And the impact is just enormous. I mean, look at this chart. These advanced systems, like one called H20, create these closed-loop water cycles right there in the factory. They can actually recycle and reuse the same water for up to a month, cutting the water used in finishing by up to 95%. That is a complete and total game changer. So let's just recap this whole journey, right? From the cotton fields all the way to the finished product. Basically, every single stage that used to be a huge environmental headache now has an innovative, more sustainable solution. High water use in farming, it's being tackled with better irrigation. Polluting dyes, they're being replaced with water-saving options. And that dirty, wasteful finishing process, it's been totally transformed by enzymes, ozone, and lasers.
The end game, the ultimate goal here, is to move away from that old linear model of just take, make, waste and move to a completely circular one. That means using sustainable materials from the start, using responsible manufacturing, and designing jeans that can be repaired, reused, and eventually recycled back into new jeans.
So the next time you pull on your favorite pair of jeans, you'll know the secret story that's hidden in those threads. It's a story of transformation, not just of cotton into cloth, but of an entire industry that's reinventing itself from the ground up. And by understanding that story, you get to be a part of writing its next, more sustainable chapter.